Mr. Mohamed Irshad.
Mr. Speaker, I support the Singapore Food Agency Bill as it will streamline food-related functions that are currently under AVA, NEA and HSA into a single body to better deliver services to Singaporeans in an effective and efficient manner. The creation of SFA is a timely, natural evolution of existing governance mechanism to safeguard Singapore's food security in an era of global food uncertainty. Today, I wish to speak on three areas: food safety, food security, and food sustainability. On food safety, Singapore have developed a world-class food safety system that is comprehensive and robust in responding to real-world shocks. Last year in Australia, widespread panic was sparked when needles were found in strawberries. In 2013, horse meat was discovered in products falsely advertised as beef in the UK. To tackle such challenges, can I seek clarity if the Ministry has explored deploying emerging technologies such as blockchain? For instance, through immutable distributed ledger system, the authorities can keep track of suppliers and food items as they move down the supply chain. This would allow the authorities to quickly trace the origins of contaminated food items to their sources and hold the right parties accountable for any lapses, mitigating the impact of contaminated or sabotaged food. With the rise of e-commerce, many Singaporeans are purchasing food-related products. Food-related products from overseas sources and having it directly shipped to them. Can the Minister clarify how such food products that are bought online are checked for food safety? In 2018, Singapore was ranked #1 in the Global Food Security Index, formulated by the Economist Intelligence Unit. This is a commendable feat for a country that imports about 90% of its food. It is also a testimony to the efficacy of our sound policies, tools, and governance structure that have securitized food resources over the years. However, we must not rest our laurels and take for granted the access to affordable and nutritious food that we enjoy now. Our reliance on global food supplies to meet the needs of our people makes us susceptible to global price volatility. The global food crisis of 2008 highlighted our vulnerability in being import dependent. As a price taker, we are directly affected by the global food trends, resulting in a 7.8% increase in prices of imported food between December 2007 and December 2008. To ensure access to affordable and safe food has emerged as a key policy agenda for many nations as socioeconomic, climatic, demographic, and political conditions shift over time. As such, I would like to seek the Minister's clarification on measures that will be undertaken to mitigate the volatility in future food prices due to supply disruptions. Also, what are the requirements that will be introduced for importers of key food items to mitigate the impact of supply disruptions? Future initiatives could also include public campaigns to educate the masses on measures such as increasing the public's resilience to food supply disruptions, either by encouraging stockpiling of food in homes or by shaping consumers' willingness to switch to substitutes in times of shortages. On food sustainability, today less than 1% of Singapore's land is used for agriculture. Modern agrotechnology is opening up new opportunities for small countries like Singapore, making it possible to produce significant amount of food without delegating huge amounts of land and labor. However, for my interactions with the agro-industry players, there are still challenges that they face in adopting such technologies. While they are appreciative of schemes such as the Agriculture Productivity Fund that enables them to undertake innovation or technological improvements, securing loan financing from banks was still cited as an issue. Despite being in a high-growth agro-tech business, they were still deemed to be in the farming business. Perhaps the ministry can look into formulating a mechanism to differentiate the various farm types in Singapore. Beside agro-tech farms, we should be more creative in use of our limited space by collaborating with urban planners and communities to integrate urban agriculture into the lives of Singaporeans. Allow me to cite the example of a sustainable urban farming model, the citizen farm. The farm was piloted in the housing estate of Queenstown in 2016, a dilapidated, abandoned former prison along Jalan Penjara was transformed into a closed-loop urban farming system that integrated natural systems with modern technology. Beyond its use of technology and innovation, the farm had its foundation in a social enterprise model with the aim of connecting communities through farm spaces. Smaller startup technologies and innovation were also encouraged in the farms. These included indoor microgreen harvesting, mushroom farming, and an indoor fish farm, amongst others. In this way, the dilapidated, abandoned former prison was transformed into a thriving urban farming model. The development of the citizen farm not only showcased the viability of small-scale urban farming setups in Singapore, but also highlighted the potential to convert underused marginal land for interim purposes. Moreover, these farming models are designed to be movable and therefore can be easily adapted to various spaces. Such setups could help to supplement local food production. In addition, these setups also provide much-needed spaces for startups to explore innovations in the agro-technology sector. Moving forward, we can also look up to Japan as an example for how urban farming can be expanded and integrated into the lives of our city. Sometimes creativity and flexibility goes a long way in maximizing the potential of underused spaces. In relation to the bill, I would like to seek clarification on Section 5J regarding the role of SFA. Given SFA's role as a main regulator on all matters relating to food from farm to fork, how does it concurrently intend to play a role in promoting and developing the food industry, and would there be an overlap with Enterprise Singapore? SFA can serve as a good example of how both regulatory and industry promotion functions sit within a single agency, allowing not just more pro-enterprise outcomes, but greater agility in serving the needs of the industry. On the topic of food industry development, I note that the Islamic Religious Council of Singapore, MUIS, recently announced that halal-certified products from Singapore are now recognized by international standards. This represents an important opportunity for Singapore to capitalize on the growing global halal market by increasing international usage of its recognized halal standards in halal certification. Thus, I would like to ask if the SFA plans to work with MUIS and relevant economic agency to ride on this growing demand for halal products and service globally, and to capture a market for Singapore. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, history has showcased Singapore's ability to adapt to changing circumstances and overcome new challenges. With the rapid progression of food and agricultural technologies and an increasing global demand for food, this is an opportunity for Singapore to emerge as a forerunner in sustainable urban food solutions while fully meeting local needs. Singapore's agriculture sector has evolved over time through efforts to optimize, adapt, and strengthen food security, but potential remains to do more, particularly in coming times. By expanding the sector, we not only enhance our food security, but we also develop a new growth industry that can create jobs for Singaporeans. Our water scarcity pushed us to develop the water treatment and management industry, transforming a threat into an opportunity and to develop strategic advantage. Similarly, with food, we should aspire to create the Singapore food story, to establish Singapore as a recognized center for food in the region and even in the world. With optimism and encouragement, Mr. Speaker, I support this bill.